mic's close enough to my mouth. And alright. Anyways, I'm sorry didn't broadcast yesterday. Or really pretty much at all today. I just haven't been in the greatest of moods, and I'll reiterate on that in a moment. Anyways, this is pretty much just going to be a means of getting a video uploaded to YouTube. And for those who don't know, yes, this is pretty much my only means of getting videos uploaded to YouTube, since I don't really have any kind of fancy recording equipment. So this is just the easiest and the fastest means of doing so. So I'm sorry if anybody was actually expecting a live stream. Anyways, a few things I just wanted to talk about real quick is, one, you can see in the personal best that my highest round now is 45. It used to be 37, and I did that last night. And I'm sorry I didn't broadcast that, but as I said, I wasn't in the greatest of moods. Well, even now I'm not, but... And that game lasted almost 3 hours. So that would have took a pretty long time. I was using the cauterizer, and even with the cauterizer, it was still taking forever. Because it got to the point where even at Mark 20, it wasn't a one-hit anymore. And it was just running out of ammo too quickly, so then I tried using the TAC-19. That wasn't all that efficient. I tried using the Bulldog. That wasn't all that efficient. I just tried using any type of wall weapon I could think of just so I could keep consistently buying ammo. And then I ultimately defaulted to the AMR-9. And that did better, but still was taking forever. And I finally got to the point where I just killed myself because I was just getting bored out of my mind. And oh yeah, I guess check my leaderboards real quick for those who care. 138, so didn't go down that much. It used to be at like 113 or something like that after that round 45 game I did, but now it's down 26. No, that's completely wrong. 25, sorry. And my head's not in a good place right now, so I'm sorry, and that's the main reason why I'm not doing a live stream right now, is just because of the simple fact that I'm not in a great mood right now. And there's no point in doing a live stream if I'm not in a good mood, because then nobody else will be in a good mood, and then nobody will have fun. So I mean, again, it's just, I don't know, a long, complicated story. You know, it's like, it's just a lot of shit I'm going through with my family. And it's just makes it really hard to stay in a good mood, you know, like when you miss someone, or like a particular person hurt you. I mean, again, I know I'm not supposed to be this down when doing stuff like this, but that's another thing. I don't know if I ever said this on camera, but, well, I have a lot of issues, some that I'm not allowed to talk about on camera. But one thing is I suffer severely from depression, so it's like, it's extremely easy for me to get really upset and depressed about something. And I fucking hate it. I wish I wasn't that way, but there's nothing I can do about it. It's something I was just born with. You know, 9 times out of 10, I can't control it. And see, it's like that's one thing that a lot of people don't understand about depression. Well, at least my type of depression is you always have it. There's never a time where you don't have depression. So, me, for example, it's like I will never be able to get rid of my depression. I will have my depression until the day I die. The only thing I can do about it is do stuff to make it as least noticeable as possible. I mean, it's like, it's hard to explain. It's like, it's not. I mean, okay, like, you've seen me in past videos, it's like I was laughing, I was having a good time, I was having fun. It's like I wasn't necessarily completely depressed then, but the depression was still deep down, it just wasn't showing. It's really hard to explain. I wasn't depressed, but at the same time I was. If anybody gets that. And it's really fucking hard to control. So, again, it's not like it's a means of, bringing anybody else down. Or people being like, oh, you're just a baby, you need to get over it. It's like, see, it's like, that's another thing. It's like, it's always people who don't understand what you're going through, you know? Where it's like, only until they've walked a mile in your shoes would they actually understand what you're going through. And it's like, I don't really expect people to understand exactly what I'm going through. I would appreciate it if people did. But, it's like, I mean, again, it's just a lot of stuff. Very complicated. Basically, it goes hand in hand with what I was saying. Was it last time I did a live stream? I think it was. It was a time I did a live stream. I was talking about how most of the things you do and say sends a message. And I think that that's one thing that a lot of people don't seem to understand. And I mean one particular person when I say that, and I'm not going to say their name, but if they're watching this, then they're going to know who I'm talking about. Because I want to hopefully get them to watch this video. And hopefully watch the entirety of it. Just so I can get my words out. It's like I can't think of any other way where it's like, my voice can be heard. Because 9 times out of 10, people don't have the time to hear me out, or they just flat out don't want to. And that's another thing I don't get, is a lot of the people I know are always saying, like, oh, you need to speak up more. You need to be able to speak your mind freely. But then, 9 times out of 10, they don't hear me out. It's like I don't get that. But anyways, what I was about to say is, I mean, again, just a lot of the things you do, anybody This doesn't apply to just one particular person. It applies to everyone. I'm just talking towards one specific person when I say this. And also, I'm going to try to make this private video on YouTube. If that doesn't work the way I think it will, then oh fucking well, I'll just have to live with it being public. Anyways, you know, again, like the example I gave, you know, it's like I made this particular person, again, it was like this, well, not really huge thing, but it was like, you know, this thing on Minecraft that I made where it's like, you know, again, it's like, you know how whenever you get achievement, it says achievement unlocked, and then whatever the name of the achievement is. Well, that's what I did, is I made an exact replica of that, well, the 360 version. I made an exact replica of that, and then under it, I wrote happy birthday. And again, it's like, what message does that send? That sends the message that, you know, it's like, that just shows how much love and time and effort was put into that. Because who else, or why else, would anybody spend the time to make something like that? You know, it's like, or you know, like, now giving an example in the opposite direction. You know, like, let's say that, you know, like, I don't even know how I would give an example. Let's say like, you know, like somebody you know calls you, or somebody you know texts you, and you don't answer. You know, like, if it's for like 2 weeks and you never answer, it's like, what message do you think that sends? You know, it's like, that sends the message that, you know, that you're ignoring that person, that you don't care about that person. Is that particularly what that means? Maybe not. But again, that's the message it's sending. You know? Or, I don't know, maybe I'm just retarded for thinking that. You know, I just get that from my parents. Because it's like, I remember one day, it wasn't that long ago actually, I think it was sometime last year. My mom, okay, my mom bought one of my brothers a giant fox stuffed animal because he's really into foxes. Because he was depressed, and she bought it in hopes to make him feel better. Uh, and then sometime after that, she bought another one of my brothers a stuffed raccoon because he's really into raccoons. And then, like, it's like she didn't get me anything, It's like she was going to, but it's like she didn't really knew what I was into. But then, finally, it's like she went back to the store. Like, I mean, she literally went back to the store just to buy me a stuffed animal because she felt that bad. Because she felt that because she bought two of my other brothers stuffed animals and she didn't get me one, that was sending the message that she didn't care about me. That she was leaving me out. And it's like she not only bought me one, but she bought me two. And I don't know where the other one went, but one of them's over here. There it is. And this would be one of the stuffed animals that she bought me. It's like, I mean, even now I still like it. I mean, I just still really even appreciated the fact that she went back to the store just to buy me a stuffed animal. I mean, it's like I kept telling her that, that she didn't have to feel bad about it, that, uh, all that. Because, I mean, it's like she felt really bad about it, and that's not what I wanted. It's like, I'm not saying that to make people feel bad, or like, again, the person that I'm talking to right now, again, the only reason why I'm not saying specifically who it is because I just want to keep them anonymous for now, at least. But like I said, they're gonna know who I'm talking about. Because whenever I have the time, it's like I will specifically tell them to at least try to watch this video. I know it's probably just me rambling on nonsense at this point. But I'm hoping at least some of it makes sense, where it's like, I've just... I just completely blanked out there for a moment, sorry. Anyways, like I said before, there's a lot of shit about me. Most of them I hate, but unfortunately, it's like there's not a whole lot I can do about it. It's like it's most of the stuff as well. It's like, okay, well, another thing that I can talk about is I don't know if anybody would be able to tell by just looking at me the way I am right now, but I have a crooked spine, which I believe is called scoliosis. But I mean, it's like it's stuff like that where it's like, I'm sorry if that disturbs people. I'm sorry if that grosses people out. But what you have to keep in mind is that was not my decision. I was born with it. It's not like I wanted to have a crooked spine. It's like I would show it, but I don't think anybody really wants to see it. Or, like everyone would be like, wow, doesn't that hurt? It's like, not really. I mean, there'll be, the occasional, my back's hurting, but it's not really because of my spine being crooked. Most of the times, I even forget it is crooked. So, I mean, to me at least, it's not really that big of a deal. But, I mean, it's stuff like that, where it's like, I don't know. The main point is to this particular person that I'm talking to, again, like I always say, all I can do is say I'm sorry. All I can do is try to make amends with whatever I did wrong and try to improve. It's like, again, I also don't know if I said this on camera, but, uh, one of my biggest fears is, and everybody's probably gonna think it's completely fucking stupid, but one of my biggest fears is losing someone. And, like, people would be like, oh, you're just being a pussy, or, that I don't need to worry about as much. But it's like, again, it's like, this is my biggest fear, like, just me waking up one day and then just somebody not being there anymore, like, I wake up one day and my parents aren't there anymore. Or I wake up one day and my brothers aren't there anymore. Or I wake up one day and my friends aren't there anymore. Because I don't know if I've told a lot of people this, but that has happened to me before. In fact, my girlfriend that I was talking about before did that to me. Actually, I think I already did talk about it the last time I talked about my girlfriend. Where it's like, uh, I woke up one day and she just wasn't there anymore. And a lot of other people have done that to me before, it's like they abandon me, they leave me, and I'm left to wonder why. And it's like the only reason why I'm that way now is because so many people have done that to me in the past. I mean, it's like I could easily name 10 people right off the bat if anybody actually, knew who I was talking about. Because, I mean, I could say their names, but everyone would just be like, who the fuck are these people? I don't know them. You know, it's like, I mean, everybody, well, not everybody, but a vast majority of people give me a lot of shit. A lot. And again, it's like, well, the one thing that people give me the most shit about, like I said, I'm not allowed to talk about. I mean, maybe someday I might be able to, but, as for now, I would kind of like to keep it on the down low. So, not everybody in the world knows about it. I mean, it's like, it's not anything terrible, it's not anything illegal. It's not like I do drugs or alcohol or whatever. Because, well, people probably can't tell by just looking at me, but I'm only 18. Yes, I know I look way younger than 18. That's a long story in and of itself. So, I'm not even of legal drinking age. I think the legal drinking age is 21. I don't really remember. Even though everyone's like, that's something that you should know. But, like I said, I can't remember. Actually, no, I never said this. I can't remember. Sometimes I can't remember the most basic of stuff when either A, I'm really tired, or B, I'm not in a good mood. And right now, it's kind of a mixture of both, especially me not being in a good mood, because, I mean, the main thing is, it's like, I just miss everything, you know? I miss all of the good times that I've had with my family and my friends, because that's been going to shit as well. Because, honestly, if I had to tell the truth, sometimes it feels like all of this shit happened because of Xbox. It's like before I got Xbox, I was always in a good mood, I was always cheerful, and it's like everybody said that whenever they were around me. I mean, it's like there were still the occasional people giving me shit, but if there was one thing that anybody said around me, it was the fact that I was always so cheerful. And now I'm pretty much not. I mean, again, like I said, the past live streams and videos I've done, it's like, yeah, I was laughing, I was having a good time. But, I mean, the shit was always there. I mean, it's like the one live stream I did. I don't remember what it was. I believe it was 2 days ago, and it was during the day. But it's like, it's like, you remember how I said that I wasn't feeling good? And it was because, or that I thought it was because it was the heat, or stuff like that, or because I was tired. Well, truth be told, I was lying. The truth behind that is it was because of my family, just the fact that I just miss everything. It's like the first thing that happened that led to all of this was my dad having a stroke. And that happened like, what? Oh, God, I don't remember. I think it's been at least 3 years now. Yeah, I remember that, because I got my first Xbox at the end of March. And then almost exactly 3 months after that was when my dad had a stroke. And everybody's been having a hard time coping with that because it completely changed who he was. I mean, granted, yes, it's like we were all just happy that it didn't actually kill him, that he lived through it. But then the problem was that, again, like I said, it completely changed who he was. He started becoming a lot more aggressive towards everyone. So that ended up going to shit. My mom ended up getting to the point where she couldn't take it. And one day, they got into a massive argument and they uh, or not they, my mom left. She literally stormed out of here, didn't even take her car. So, it's like, that was the one time in my life where I was truly and sincerely scared. Because it's like, they were going on an argument. I was in here playing something, and I heard the argument, and then I heard my mom say something like, like, just take all my stuff and throw it out in the driveway. And then, like, it just kept going on, and then she finally left. It's like I heard the garage door open, and, like, as soon as I saw her walking away, I immediately grabbed everything I could. I grabbed my phone, my coat, because it was around December time when that happened, and I fucking took out of here like a bat out of hell trying to find her. And I mean, fortunately, I found her and I brought her home, and she's been with us since. So I'm happy about that. I was happy about that. And I think that that was the worst argument they've ever had, and ever since then it hasn't been as bad. Uh, I forgot what I was gonna say. I was going somewhere with that, but now I don't remember. Well, I mean, I guess it doesn't. I mean, it does matter, but I can't fucking think of what it was. I don't know. Again, I was going somewhere with that. Now I can't remember. Oh yeah, about having a tough time with everyone in my family. There was that. You know, I've been having tough times with my family. It's been, or I mean, tough time with my brothers. It's like after a while, it just became argument after argument after argument, especially with my little brother. I mean, to the point where I wasn't sure if it was ever gonna stop. Because, I mean, it was pretty much like an argument every single day where we could pretty much agree on nothing. Uh, I know that most people who do kind of, like update videos, probably only like 10 minutes long. This is probably gonna be like half an hour long. I mean, again, it's like, that's just another thing to reiterate on is, again, people think that I'm really quiet, that I don't talk a lot. The only reason why that is because 9 times out of 10, people either, again, don't have the time to hear me out, or just flat out don't want to. So, I mean, it's like, what's there to be done about it? Anyways, the point is, for this particular person, I'm sorry. Again, that's pretty much all I can do is say I'm sorry. I mean, like I've said before, the entire reason why I even wanted to do the Twitch and YouTube thing in the first place was because he wanted to do it. That was pretty much the whole reason why. So, I mean, it's like, what's the point of doing it if I'm always alone? I mean, yeah, there are a lot of people who are alone pretty much all the time. But, I mean, again, like I said, this was the whole reason why I wanted to do this, was because he wanted to do it. I mean, yeah, I wanted to do it myself as well, but I mean, he was the one that, like, really kept pushing to do it. He was the one that was animate on getting this done, like finding some way of uploading videos to YouTube. And now that I finally found the trick, now that I finally found a way of doing it, now he wants nothing to do with me. So, I don't know. It's like maybe I just pissed him off in some way. I don't know. Again, all I can do is say I'm sorry. I'm sorry for whatever I did wrong. It's like, I just want you to know that this was literally the only reason why I wanted to do Twitch and YouTube in the first place, was because you wanted to do it. I'm not saying that in a mean way, I'm just flat out saying that as a fact. That was the only reason why I wanted to do this. And it's like, and it's like it kind of loses its purpose if you're not there. It kind of loses its purpose when you're not able to do it. If it's only ever me. It's like, I mean, I know everybody has their own stuff to do. I get that. But, I mean, it's like, the way I see it as well is, like, nobody can ever be too busy to, like, not talk to somebody. It's like the only reason why you wouldn't talk to somebody is because you don't want to. Because, I mean, it's like there's tons of different ways that communication can be accomplished. There's phone, there's email, there's, like, gaming consoles from my perspective, since most of the people that I know have an Xbox One, or at the very least an Xbox 360. So, I mean, it's like there's well more than one way of contacting me. So it's like, I mean, again, it's like if you're not able to reply right away, I understand that because, everybody has particular things that they have to do. It's like, it's not like I expect people to reply, right then and there. But I'm saying it's like, if they don't reply to you all day, or like even for like a week, then that means one of two things. One, their phone is currently not working, or two, they don't want to talk to you. Because nobody could be that oblivious to like a text message or call for that long, nor would anybody have their phone dead for that long. Or it's like even if you want to say it was because you're on like a trip or something, or like a vacation, it's like that's why you take your phone charger with you, you know? And the reason why I say that is because what if there's an emergency, I'm not saying that there would be. I'm just saying, let's say, for the sake of the argument, that something bad happens and you need to call 911, but you can't because your phone's dead. Then what? For example, one day I went out on a walk and uh it's like I basically just went to the school that I used to go to, and I had my phone with me, but it was dead. And I was going to call my mom to pick me up, but of course, since my phone was dead and I had no way of turning it back on, I couldn't. So I had no means of communication, so my only other option was to try to find my dad because his job is working at that school. So I had to find my dad, and I spent like 3 or 4 hours trying to find him when I didn't know that he wasn't even in the city, that he was somewhere else completely irrelevant. And then everyone else would be like, if it took you that long to not find him, why didn't you just walk back home? Well, a few problems with that is one, it's like by the time that I thought to myself, well, I might as well try to go back home, I had so many blisters all over my feet, so I could only walk for a short amount of time before I had to sit back down. So that's why I had to spend whatever time I could looking for my dad. And second reason would be, well, again, I can't say the second reason, but that's besides the point. I mean, again, it's like, you see how vital it could be to have a phone? That's why my parents say to always have a phone, a charged phone on you at all times in case there is an emergency, in case you need to call or text someone, because you never know when you're gonna have to. So it's like let that be a lesson to anyone. If you're ever going anywhere for more than a few days, fucking bring your phone charger with you. Because pretty much everywhere has sockets. And if it doesn't, then that probably means it's still living in the caveman stage. It probably don't want to be there in the first place. Not to be mean to those type of people, but anyways. I'm just rambling on at this point. The main point of this was, pretty much just to be like an update. I didn't mean it to turn on to like an hour and a half long of just me rambling to pretty much nothing. But anyways, the main reason why I didn't broadcast yesterday and most likely won't broadcast today, I don't know when I'm going to be able to. I I really don't know. Uh was simply just because I just haven't been in the greatest of moods again, just because, again, I miss everything, I miss all the good times that I had with my family, my friends, and everything's just been going to shit, you know? Like I said, I am making this video again, even though I am using a live stream as a means, but that's besides the point. I am making this video for a specific person. If anybody else wants to watch this, I'd be surprised if anybody did, but if anybody else wants to watch this, that's fine. I'm just saying this is geared towards one specific person. And like I said, if they do happen to watch this, they're gonna know who I'm talking about. And like I said, all I can do is say I'm sorry. You know, I just wish I had all the good times back, where everything weren't so fucking complicated and shit that I can't even remotely understand. I don't know. I just hope a middle ground is found soon enough. So I don't constantly have to be depressed. I don't constantly have to be stressed out. I mean, yeah, I know I don't have to be. But it's like when you love and care about somebody as much as I do, and when you suffer from depression like I do, it's extremely hard not to be. Trust me. I've tried. It doesn't fucking work. Anyways, like I said, I'm just rambling on at this point. The whole point of this was to just keep people up to date. You know, highest round 45, yay. Highest credits earned over 500,000. That's a fucking lot. Almost 3,000 zombies killed. That's also a lot. Will I be live streaming or putting up videos on YouTube anytime soon? I honestly don't know. Well, other than this one, obviously. I honestly don't know whether that's gonna happen or not. I might take a break. We'll see. I don't know. And ultimately, just or like what I'm gonna say next could be applied to everyone I know. It's like just generally and sincerely, I'm really sorry for just being a major pain in the ass. Because I know I'm a pain in the ass. That's probably why people try so hard to avoid me. And that in and of itself hurts me a lot. But again, what can you do? Again, that's why I'm saying, sorry for just being such a massive bother, being such a massive hindrance to everyone. And I really appreciate everybody putting up with me for as long as they have. Anyways, I think that's about it. Again, sorry to everyone I know and love and care about for being probably the biggest pain in the ass. And just always causing problems and mischief wherever I go. You know, Again, I love my family and friends to death, but it's like at the same time, I don't want to force them to be around me. I don't want to make them think they have to be around me all the time, but sometimes it's hard not to feel that way. Anyways, I know I've said this like upteen times now, but again, that's about the extent of it. One last time, I'm really, really, really sorry for being just a major pain to put up with. And I guess we'll see whether I'm going to do another live stream or put up more videos on YouTube within the upcoming days.